The restaurant was buzzing with the usual Friday evening crowd when Mohammed Al-Rashid slammed his hand on the marble counter. His designer suit, his diamond watch, the way every waiter suddenly stood at attention, it all screamed wealth and power. But right now, his face was burning red with fury. The reservation he'd made weeks ago for his business partners had been given away. In broken English mixed with sharp Arabic, he was demanding to speak to the owner, threatening reviews that could sink the small family restaurant forever. Every head in the dining room had turned. The air felt thick with tension. And that's when a tiny voice cut through the chaos, speaking words in perfect Arabic that would change everything. Before we continue with this incredible story, if you love tales of unexpected kindness and life-changing moments, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and join the Kindness World family. Give us a like if you believe in the power of compassion, and drop a comment telling us about a time when a small act of kindness made a big difference in your life. Now, let's get back to what happened next. David Martinez was trying to keep it together. The single father of 3 had been working double shifts at his small Mediterranean restaurant for months, ever since his wife passed away. Tonight was supposed to be smooth. He'd hired extra help, prepped everything perfectly, but somehow the reservation system had crashed and double-booked his largest table. Now this clearly important businessman was furious, and David couldn't blame him. He was apologizing profusely, offering solutions, but the language barrier wasn't helping. Mohammed's English was decent, but in his anger, he kept slipping into rapid-fire Arabic, which David couldn't understand at all. That's when 6-year-old Layla appeared from the back room. She was supposed to be doing homework at the small desk David had set up near the kitchen, but she'd heard the commotion. With her backpack still on and pencil marks on her fingers, she walked right up to the towering, furious businessman. David's heart stopped. He reached for her, but she was already speaking that in flawless Arabic. Layla said, "Sir, please don't be angry with my daddy. He's trying his best. My mama is in heaven now, and he works so hard to take care of us. He didn't mean to make a mistake." The restaurant went completely silent. Mohammed Al-Rashid froze mid-sentence, staring down at this small child speaking his native language with an accent that reminded him of his own daughter back in Dubai. His raised hand slowly lowered. "You speak Arabic?" he asked her, switching fully to the language, his voice suddenly soft. "Yes, sir," Layla replied, still in Arabic. "My mama taught me. She was from Lebanon. She said knowing languages helps you understand people's hearts, not just their words." David watched in confusion as his daughter and this stranger spoke in a language he couldn't follow. The anger had completely drained from the man's face, replaced by something that looked almost like pain. Mohammed knelt down, bringing himself to Layla's eye level. "Your mother sounds like she was a very wise woman," Mohammed said gently, still in Arabic. "What was her name?" "Amira," Layla answered. "It means princess. Daddy says she was his princess." Something broke in Mohammed's expression. He stood up slowly, pulling out his phone, and showed Layla a picture. "This is my daughter, Noor. She's 8. I miss her very much. I'm here for business, but all I want is to be home with her." Layla studied the photo carefully. "She's very pretty. She has kind eyes like you, sir. I can see them now that you're not yelling." Mohammed actually laughed, a real laugh that seemed to surprise even him. He looked up at David, who was watching anxiously, not understanding what was being said but seeing the complete transformation in this man. Switching to English, Mohammed said, "Your daughter just taught me something very important. She speaks beautiful Arabic. Her mother taught her?" David nodded, his voice thick with emotion. "Yes. Amira wanted the kids to know her language, her culture. We lost her 8 months ago. Cancer. I'm trying to keep this restaurant running, keep our family together, but some days." His voice trailed off. Mohammed was quiet for a moment. "My reservation, it was for important clients. I was angry because this deal means everything to my company. But your little one reminded me that some things matter more than business deals. She told me you're doing your best. That her mother is in heaven. That you work hard for your children." He paused. "I lost my temper over a table reservation while you're raising 3 children alone and running a business. I should be apologizing to you." David didn't know what to say. Layla tugged on Mohammed's jacket. "Sir, we have good food. Maybe you and your friends could share the big table with another group. My daddy makes the best kibbeh. Mama's recipe." Mohammed looked around the crowded restaurant, then back at this remarkable child. "You know what? I'll do you one better. Tell me about your mother's recipes." What happened next became local legend. Mohammed not only stayed for dinner, but he insisted on paying for every table in the restaurant that night. He called his business partners and told them to meet him there, deal or no deal. When they arrived, they found him sitting with David, Layla, and her 2 brothers, eating kibbeh and listening to stories about Amira's dreams for the restaurant. But Mohammed did something else that night. He listened as David explained the struggles, the bills, the constant fear of losing everything Amira had helped build. And the wealthy businessman made a decision that had nothing to do with profit margins or return on investment. Within a month, Mohammed had become a silent partner in the restaurant, providing the capital David needed to expand and stabilize. But more than that, he became a friend. He brought Noor to visit, and the 2 girls formed a bond that reminded both fathers of what really mattered. He helped David hire staff so he could spend more time with his kids. He connected the restaurant with suppliers and helped it grow beyond anything David had imagined. 5 years later, Martinez Mediterranean Restaurant has 3 locations. Layla, now 11, still greets customers and sometimes translates for Arabic-speaking guests. On the wall of every location hangs a picture of Amira, and beneath it, a quote in both English and Arabic: "Kindness is the language the heart speaks." Mohammed still visits whenever he's in town, and he and David have become brothers in every way that matters. All because a 6-year-old girl had the courage to speak up, to remind an angry man of his own humanity, to build a bridge with the language her mother taught her. Kindness doesn't always look like grand gestures. Sometimes it's a child's brave words. Sometimes it's a stranger choosing to see past his anger. Sometimes it's 2 men from different worlds finding common ground in loss and love. The next time you feel overwhelmed, remember Layla. Remember that your smallest act of compassion might be exactly what someone needs to find their way back to kindness. Share this story, spread that kindness, and maybe, just maybe, we can all learn to speak the language of the heart.